Okay, everybody, I'm going to show you my extension and tell you the story about it and why we did it and why we have to did it. It's called the Solr Store and it's a search extension. Everybody has seen this page. It's a normal MediaWiki search, normally used with the MWiki search extension based on Lucene. And we started with this. But our users ask me, what are namespaces? I've never heard of namespaces. I want to search in category projects or category institutions. How can I search in projects? And I had to tell them, no, there are no namespaces, there are categories. You can't search in categories. We don't need that, we want to search in projects. Okay, I said, take the query language here and now you can search in category projects. And they said, no, I don't understand that. That is too complicated, I will never use this. Okay, I said, we can make these nice forms and do it for you, but this also does not work. Because you have to search case sensitive and you actually have to know what you are searching for. The most people don't know what they're really searching for. And it's really hard for them to find anything when some words are written in uppercase, some are in lowercase. There's some workarounds for that. Like you can save all your attributes in lowercase and then take the search and also lowercase it and it will work in some kind. Another problem with SMW queries are if you have an attribute and it's not filled, you can't find it with this kind of form. Okay, there's also a workaround by just ignoring it and a lot of things you can do, but nothing works really well. The only thing they want is a search mask which works. So what we did is we took the SMW and Apache Solr and combined it. Woohoo! We got an extension. No stickers. This is our extension, how we use it on our productive system. It's nothing new for the most people. Everybody has seen this in their library when you search for a book or something. It's just a form with 4 fields and you can search in it with the full text search and get some kind of result. So, my big question was why I had to do this. And none of all these developers here, which are really good coders, did that for me. Because it's nothing new. Okay, so how we did it. At first we took the MWiki search extension and had a look in it and tried to understand what it's really doing, because we have never written any piece of code for MediaWiki, and this is also my first PHP project. Okay, we started by rewriting some of the code and tried it. And we got a lot of errors and sometimes we get rid of them and now it works. I really have no idea how the MediaWiki internally works, but our extension does what we want to do. Okay, now I'm going to tell you how easy it is to write an application with Solr. And I can really not understand why none of you have really did it. Because it's really easy. Maybe this could be a talk on the tutorial day. Let's start it. If you have set up a Solr system, updating your index is really easy. This is the update format. It's a really easy XML. You see the first field is ID, something you could define, like the page title in your wiki. And some attributes, like all the SMW attributes you already have. And then you can add how many docs you want and you're fine. You just post them by an URL query. That's an XML you send to Solr system by an URL. It's easy. Okay. Now you say maybe, okay, searching is a bit more difficult. Now we have a query, how you query your Solr system. First part here is the server URL, nothing special. Then we got what we really want to do. There are 3 things you can do. You can select something, update something, or delete it. And then we got the more interesting part. We have the queue for the query. It's a Lucene query language. It's not really hard. It's field name, what is it? Double dot and the value you're searching for, and you can add them as many as you want and you're fine. And then you got 2 other parameters that are normally used, the start and the end. You use it for browsing or whatever. So here we got our own extension, and I want to show you how we converted. Just took the field title and put the string we are searching for, it's Linus, put them together and the person we are looking for, and we added some extra query thing like category projects. It's nothing special. Marcus?
Can you explain what's the difference between just putting 2 things next to each other and putting an and in between 2 things?
There is not really a difference. It's how you configured your Solr system. Normally Solr is defined with an OR syntax. That means everything you put together is combined with or you can change it to and. So if you don't set anything like and between, it gets the default value. And you can override it with just setting it. Okay, now some people ask me, but I have to define my schema and add all my attributes I got in my wiki. That seems so complicated. I don't want to do it. One adds a new attribute and I have to define it again and again and again. Nobody can handle this. You're right. But no, you don't have to define your schema. Because Solr have 2 ways of defining fields. The first way is static fields, like you say, this is the field page title, and it has some kind of attribute like text general, and it's multi-valued and should be stored in index, so on. But the interesting part is down here, the dynamic fields. You just say everything which ends with an underscore and f, it's a float value. I don't really have to define how it's called or what's in. I really have just to add this to the end of my attribute name. And I can make as many as I want and query them. That's all. This means every time you add an attribute in your SMW, we will convert it to some kind of this dynamic field and you're fine. And that's it. I hope you have many questions. If you want to download our code or want to know how to install Solr, we have an easy tutorial on our extension page. Any questions? Yes. The question is, are the mapping from the SMW attributes to the Solr system are hard-coded? They are hard-coded in some kind. We have a list of all kinds of attributes in the SMW store where each data type is defined. I think it's something about 10. And we defined all these 10 data types to dynamic field types. Solr can have every kind of data types for the fields like currencies, geocodes. I think in the newest versions there are also polygons able, but I have no idea. Yeah.
Another question, I was missing a little bit of an architecture slide of the system. So if I understand you right, you are replicating all of the data in your Solr store.
Yes.
Semantic MediaWiki is detached from. And if you do search, then you don't search on the Semantic MediaWiki Store, but on the Solr Store. So it's a kind of visualization kind of.
Yes, it's like the MW search, just with an index filled with all your attributes. We have rewritten the SMW store, but it's, yeah. The code is more like take what you already did and give it to the SMW store. And at this point, when the SMW store processes a page and analyzes all the attributes, we take them and send them to our Solr index. And that's all the magic. Like when you do a rebuild on your SMW attributes, we also fill your index from Solr. And if you think we made some, if you think our dynamic fields aren't mapped so good because the data types aren't correctly for your own wiki, you can also add them and define them in your schema from Solr. There are many things you can do in your Solr schema to personalize your Solr store to your own wiki. You can copy fields into one field to merge them, and so like you have an English title and a German title, and you want to query both of them, then you can merge these both fields into one and query this field. You can also define languages for fields, and Solr also brings you stemmers and query analyzers and all this fancy stuff, but the default version is fine enough for everybody of you, but you can really tune it to your own personal special search.
And you get the query responsive from the Solr system, and now you need to link it back to the wiki, so to URLs. So how do you do that? So that the query results are actually useful?
We use the own MediaWiki system from the search engine. I think it's an interface we re-implemented, and we just fill it with the results from Solr. It's some kind of MediaWiki internal thing I do not really understand, but it works. Run jobs. It's like the SMW update or reindex and rebuild. No. So our extension does not work if you have no SMW installed. Any other questions? Okay.